So, this is not confirmed yet. Not fully confirmed, but it's starting to look like a show that I had high hopes for. Warner Brothers is scrapping Green Lantern series for HBO Max. Yeah, it kind of looks like it might be happening. Again, not confirmed fully. It's just DC's all over the place. Don't know what's all going to happen. It is what it is. We knew that, we'll get into it. Gunn has said some stuff on Twitter that I know I've seen. I haven't actually interacted with. But I'm curious what's going to happen if this report's true. And also, if it is true, I'm a little annoyed. Because it was going to be centered around Jon Stewart, who I like. And I was looking forward to a good Jon Stewart live-action show. I watched that Green Lantern movie. Emerald Knight, I think it was called. No, that's not it. The one with not Hal Jordan, but the one with Jon Stewart being introduced. There's problems in it. Don't like who he had to go up against. But it was Jon Stewart, and that's what I liked about it. I like Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart's my personal favorite Green Lantern. I know a lot of people like Hal Jordan. I love Jon Stewart. He was more of my Green Lantern. Because I said in a past video, I grew up with the Justice League Unlimited timeline. I grew up watching that, so Jon Stewart was the Green Lantern. I knew nothing about Hal Jordan. A new report suggests the Green Lantern series, originally announced for premiere on the HBO Max streaming service, has been scrapped. According to scooper Daniel RPK, I don't know who this is, I probably even butchered that. The series was canceled for unknown reasons. I'm willing to bet it's more that they have other plans in the future. If it was truly canceled, probably going to go about doing other things. That's what it is. Again, I'm going to actually stress this point real quick. There's a lot of scoops going around of what's happening behind the scenes of DC with James Gunn and Peter Safran. We don't know. We don't know what's going on, what the truth is, anything like that. Biggest issue there is there are scoopers that are capitalizing on that. They are throwing out red meat to the wolves, saying, hey, this got canceled. Hey, this got canceled. Hey, this is coming. Hey, this is coming. And when people question James Gunn or Peter Safran about it, they'll usually say, who's the source? Where did you get this information from? Meaning, check your source. Who's telling you this stuff? Kind of saying, hey, none of this is true. Now, I will also mention that Grace Randolph, a few months back, came out and said, after people were talking about Henry Cavill coming back as Superman, she said, oh, he's not Superman. Well, now she's right, but she's right after the fact. Like, she didn't know at the time. Everybody thought it was this way. Hell, James Gunn was even planning on it being this way, but didn't look like it was going to happen. A lot of people were hoping for that, but it doesn't look like it was real. So even Grace Randolph gets it wrong. I'm not giving her credit on that one because a broken clock's right twice a day. The series was canceled under reasons. However, the pundit also claimed DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn has planned for a film featuring Green Lantern. At the time of writing, no official announcements have been made concerning the fate of the project. I don't know what's going to happen here. I think part of me wants to say, hey, this is just a bunch of BS. This is a bunch of bogus news. None of it's real. None of it's actually going to happen. The other part of me is like, oh no, I actually kind of wanted this. I actually kind of wanted a good Jon Stewart show. I wanted that. I was seeing some good things, but at the same time, DC's doing stuff that I don't know if I can trust. I have to wait at least another week or two before I can see what Peter Safran and James Gunn have planned for the DC universe. We still don't know who the new Superman's going to be. We have predictions all around the board. Don't know if it's actually going to be these people. I hope it's kind of a no-named new guy, because who knows, that would probably do better than grabbing up some people that we already have. And DC Universe is just all kinds of messed up. This show potentially being canceled kind of It ticks me off. This follows previous reports suggesting both the showrunner Seth Grahame-Smith and stars Jeremy Irons and Finn Wittrock, who were attached to play Alan Scott and Guy Gardner. It was going to be uber gay Alan Scott, and Guy Gardner was not going to be allowed to be toxic, respectively, had left the show, as the project was being revamped to center on Jon Stewart, who is more popular. Let's be fair. Jon Stewart is more popular than Alan Scott and Guy Gardner. I like Guy Gardner, okay? I like that strong, toxic masculinity. No, that wasn't Guy Gardner's voice, but you get the drift. I like Guy Gardner for that. That being said, they're not as popular as Jon Stewart. They're not as popular as Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, I would argue, are equally popular. They're equally Green Lanterns. They are that level of cool. There are other cool Green Lanterns, don't get me wrong. You got Kyle Rayner. You got, who was that girl? I can't remember one of the girls off the top of my head. I know EVS drew her for a short time. You have popular characters throughout Green Lantern, but there are two most popular Green Lanterns. Hal Jordan, who helped popularize the character and completely revitalize and change up the origins. And Jon Stewart, who is, again, very popular with audiences around my age because of the Justice League animated series, Justice League Unlimited. Those two shows helped make Jon Stewart very popular for my age. So you have these two uber popular. Yeah, instead of going with less popular characters, go with one of the most popular. Rather than multiple members of the Green Lantern Corps, yeah. It was also reported that the show's budget had been significantly cut when the show was announced. It was described as the biggest DC show. God, I'm getting MCU vibes now. Ever made, with an estimated budget of approximately $120 million. It did not need to have that much money for two arguably B-class heroes. They're not up there with like Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan. These guys are here. Like Alan Scott was the first Green Lantern, but everybody thinks when you say, hey, who's the first Green Lantern? They go to Hal Jordan. They don't go Alan Scott. Following the Warner Bros. Discovery merger, this budget was slashed, though the later figures are unknown. We still don't know if the show's even scrapped. We don't know what's going to happen. Hell, all we know, Peter Safran and James Gunn are going to incorporate it into their universe. Don't know. Don't know what's going to happen. Take it with a grain of salt. On top of the Warner Bros. Discovery merger, the recently rebranded of DC Films to DC Studios has resulted in a number of major changes. These include scrapped projects such as the Man of Steel sequel. Yeah, that was. I never thought the next movie with Henry Cavill was going to be called Man of Steel 2. It was going to be called something else, but with Henry Cavill, but that's not going forward anymore, and Henry Cavill is busy with 40K. Which I'm happy for the man. I'm actually happy he's doing stuff that he wants to do now instead of, doing stuff he wants to do that allows him to do stuff. He wanted to be Superman. Didn't get that. When he did get it, it was awful writing, and he was emo Superman. He wanted to be Geralt of Rivia. Well, we know how that went. So I'm happy that he's with 40K. Wonder Woman 3, yes, the script from Patty Jenkins was canceled. We still don't know what's going on with the Wonder Woman universe. We don't know what's going to happen with Gal Gadot. And the untitled, why do I see an M? Untitled Batman film starring Michael Keaton, which was supposed to be a Batman Beyond movie, written by the lady that did Birds of Prey. So, as much as I would like to see Michael Keaton be Old Man Bruce in a Batman Beyond series, or show, or movie, or whatever, I think it's pretty much good that it's not moving forward, because I don't want to see what that woman has to do to my favorite character, Terry McGinnis, one of my favorite Batman characters. Bruce Wayne is the ultimate Batman, but Terry McGinnis is a Batman of his own right. And I'm happy it's not going to happen. At the time of writing, the projects still set for release are Blue Beetle, which reportedly is actually pretty decent. People are actually enjoying it, especially with I don't know his real name, but Miguel from Cobra Kai is supposed to be Blue Beetle. All of it, most of it's practical effects. I'm actually excited because I do like Jaime Reyes as well. I like that Blue Beetle. I think it's unique. I think it's cool, and I like that show. Well, that character. So I'm excited to see this show, especially with people saying, hey, it's pretty dang good. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Oh, God. Which, who knows? Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Yeah, that's going to happen. And they're missing one that's not being shown on here. The Flash movie. The Ezra Miller's The Flash. Is supposed to be on here, which is getting a Super Bowl commercial, by the way. Now, in that news, I'm not actually that critical of it. I think it's actually a good move it's a move to try to make money, push it out there as big as possible. Don't let it fall to the wayside. Let people know about it. Then hopefully people go see it. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll see, because that movie needs to make a lot of money. That being said, these projects that are coming out, like Blue Beetle, Shazam, indifferent. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and then the Flash movie have the two most criticized casting choices and are riddled with controversy. That being Ezra Miller and Amber Heard. People don't like them. So that's going to be an interesting approach for both those movies. How are they going to do with audiences? Because audiences really don't like those people. And the Penguin-centric spinoff of The Batman. Now, that's Matt Reeves' production. That it brings up a valid point. What's still happening with the Matt Reeves universe? Don't know. Don't know what's even going to go down. This just continues to show, though, if this rumor is true, we don't know what DC's in just a bad position right now, and I don't fully blame Peter Safran or James Gunn. I don't fully blame them. They got brought in to help try to clean this place up, revitalize it, put it out, and get it going. That's what they were brought in to do. I am annoyed that they are canceling certain characters and canceling certain things. I would like to see a proper Jon Stewart story. I would like to see Henry Cavill. I wanted to see Henry Cavill in a proper Superman story. Not going to get those now. Well, not going to get the Henry Cavill one. Don't know what's going to happen with this. This could still be incorporated into the greater DC universe. Just don't know. Oh, excuse me. Now, CBR goes into some quotes from James Gunn that a lot of people have criticized. Myself, I have taken the opposite approach and said I think he just, some people think he's attacking fans. Me, personally, I think he effed up, used poor choices of words. I don't think he was actively attacking people. I think he was just saying, hey, I think the hashtag Fire James Gunn trend kind of got to his head. Where there have been vocal critics of the reported changes, myself included, I'll admit it, it is not something that took Gunn or CEO Peter Safran by surprise. Gunn previously stated just last week, one of the things Peter and I were aware of when we took the job as heads of DC Studios was a certain minority, bad phrasing, of people online that could be, uproarious and unkind, to say the least. I'm not going to go any further. He's right in the sense that DC fans are very passionate. He's wrong in calling them the minority, because when you call them the minority, you start pointing fingers at everybody. You start because you acknowledge that there's fans here that aren't happy with what you're doing. And there's a lot of fans that aren't happy with what you're doing. Not just Snyderverse fans. Not just the weirdos that are mad that you took away Batgirl or Supergirl or whatever they were. Not just those people. There's Snyderverse fans that are mad. There's people that liked Henry Cavill that are mad. There's me, who liked Henry Cavill, that are annoyed. I still think that you can do some good work, but if you're getting rid of my Jon Stewart show, I'm a little bit annoyed with this. Again, take this all with a grain of salt. I don't know what's happening anymore at DC. Don't know what's going to keep coming out. We'll see what happens. But with all that, guys, give me your thoughts down in the comments below. What are your thoughts on the DC studios and James Gunn and Peter Safran? If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Share it out with your friends. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.